Coming up on today's show, we are headed just a few hours from Cleveland up to Windsor, Ontario. That's in Canada, right? Just 3 hours away. And we are going to enjoy some great food, some great wine, beer, and a great time. New Day Cleveland starts right now. Well, the best way to get the party started is to talk to somebody who knows what's going on here, and that would be Gordon Orr. You're the CEO of Tourism Windsor.
Yes.
That's a lot of words to remember.
It is. As long as you remember Tourism Windsor, Essex, you're okay.
I have to wear it right on the shirt so I can remember it. That's how it is. But I got to tell you something. I am so excited about being here and doing all this stuff. And to start off on this boat on the Detroit River, what's the story of this here?
Well, welcome to Windsor, David. And the story of this boat basically is Windsor Premier Cruises offers cruises May through October right in the Detroit River. You see both of the beautiful skylines, the Detroit skyline, which is a $1 million view, and you see the skyline, of course, of Windsor.
This is a great thing because we're only 3 hours away in Cleveland.
Right.
And this is almost a twofer when you come here. Like you say, like a lot of folks that are here in Windsor, they enjoy both sides of the river, don't they? We
have to harness our geographic advantage for sure. Having the two-nation destination concept with our friends in Detroit, we're lucky to have certainly a metropolitan city right next door and all the amenities that come with it. When
you get into the city and get into the culture here, we're talking about many cultures, especially with food and everything.
Yes, we're the fourth most diverse city in the country. We celebrate our heritage and our culture. It's a great sense of place, a pride of place, and we like to welcome, of course, all of your viewers at New Day Cleveland to the Windsor Essex region.
Well, they're going to love it because they love like craft beers.
13 craft breweries, 20 award-winning wineries, the largest distillery in North America producing J.P. Weisers and Canadian Club. And a fun fact, Detroit is actually north of Windsor.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy. You're supposed to look north to see Canada.
That's right.
And I almost forgot something, folks. Maybe the most important thing. How about money, the exchange rate?
Your dollar goes further, at least 38 cents probably, so
38 cents on the dollar.
That's right, yeah. And you're in another country. It's wonderful.
Wonderful to see you.
Thank you, David.
And I think I want to start thinking about some of that food, maybe Italian food coming up, who knows?
Let's go eat now.
Let's go. We're only about 3 hours from Cleveland, but when you get here to Windsor, you have to have some great food, and this may be the best food I've seen in a long time. We're at Spago, and I'm with a guy from what?
Tourism Windsor Essex, Peely Island.
And his name is Jason, and I'll tell you what, he is going to show us some great places to eat, and he's got a plan. What's the plan?
Yeah, so it's called Follow the Flavors. It's a way to explore the culture of Windsor, but by food. So what better way than to get a taste of what Windsor Essex has to offer than through our Follow the Flavors program.
What a crazy idea. So we're at Spago right now, we're at Caesars, and this is one of the most beautiful Italian spreads I've seen in a long time. And that's the great thing about the Ontario area. It's multicultural.
Yeah, so people may not know, we're one of the most culturally diverse cities in the country,
Yeah.
So the cuisine that you can get here, you can't get anywhere else in the concentration that we have. So Follow the Flavors guides you across the region.
So this is number one.
Yes, and one of my favorite stops in the region.
Who hung the prosciutto?
I'll take credit for it.
Oh my goodness. So this, I've never seen it displayed like this. So we got the whipped ricotta below it, olive oil.
Dip those little dough balls in there, whip some prosciutto around top.
Yeah.
And look at the presentation too.
I just loved it when it came out too, because it just makes it just a little bit drier too, which I think is really terrific.
A little crisp on it.
Yeah, and speaking of dry, what do we have here for a drink?
We've got an Aperol Spritz, and what better way to say cheers than a classic Italian cocktail.
Here, I'm going to do a little cheers. I'm going to have a little Stella tip.
Cheers.
Then I'm going to go to the red wine. We're doing it all. That's great. Right here, what do we have here?
We've got the pappardelle, so hand-made noodles in a ragu. You got the fresh ricotta on top of there too, like perfect Italian style in Windsor.
You know what's great too about this restaurant is Spago's will hook you up for dinner or whatever you want before a show, after a show, because there's a lot of great shows here too.
Yeah, it's a perfect option. You know, they're open long time to get your meals in. They have 3 locations across the city, including Caesars too. So great options for fine Italian.
So many things to do. We have so little time to do it. What's going on with this? I'm gonna steal that.
Steal my bacon. We've got a rigatoni here for you. We've got their seafood special over there too.
Look at this short rib, guys. I'm going to tilt that up for you. Look at that. Is that the most beautiful thing I ever saw?
And this is my favorite meal on the menu. We've got a mushroom risotto underneath.
Yep.
Delicious.
And this is a soup. What a soup.
Yeah. If you love seafood,
this is like
you can't beat that.
That's
Look at the size of the shrimp.
It's a seafood counter, and it's all in a bowl.
You won't go hungry when you come to Spago.
I would say check this out because this is fabulous. I tell you, it's great seeing you.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this 3 more times, right?
Take you on a culinary adventure across Windsor, Essex through Follow the Flavors program.
Well, this is a very rare opportunity, a fun thing to do at Caesars. And we get to do it. It's go backstage at the big stage. And Tim is here, and he's been here how many years?
14 and a half years.
14 and a half years. So one of the big things about walking into this room here, which is called the
green room.
The green room. So why do they call it the green room? What happens in here?
Well, this is where the artists will have their meals served to them, and this is where post-show they'll do their meet and greets if they have guests. So I'm not quite sure where the green room term came from, but
green with
it's
envy,
kind
maybe.
of a multifunctional room.
Yeah, maybe
so.
green with envy. They just want to come here and see this. We walk down this hallway that nobody gets a chance to walk down. And for us, how many people on the walls? And who are the people that jump at when you come to work?
We've had almost 850 shows. The room's been open 16 and a half years, and we're very proud of the level of entertainment that we've delivered through those 16 and a half years. I mean, Billy Joel opened the room back in 2008. We've had Celine Dion, we've had Bruno Mars, we've had The Killers, Sebastian Maniscalco. You know, one of the objectives that we have here is to really provide a tremendous variety of entertainment.
Well, one thing I noticed about the pictures are they're all autographed.
Yes.
So I wonder how many stories, I mean, I know it's not easy to put on these big shows. There's always a little challenge.
There's challenges that will come up from show to
or
show.
Fun moments.
Fun moments. I mean, we have a great team here, and I think for this venue, we're very fortunate to have a venue this size in Windsor, you know, serving Windsor, Essex and the surrounding area.
3 hours from Cleveland.
3 hours from Cleveland,
Yeah.
and we certainly have a significant number of customers that come over from Michigan and Ohio, and we take a lot of pride in that. But we have a tremendous team here, and when I say that, not just the dedicated entertainment team, but the hotel team, security, we all work together to really provide a great experience for the entertainers coming in. Of course, that's very important to us.
Sure.
That's as important as what the fans experience in the actual venue that show night.
And talk about the venue is like, it's very intimate. It's 5,000 up to 6,000 people.
Yep.
So it's not like an overblown stadium show. So you're up close and personal with people.
Yep.
I see Stevie Wonder's picture over one shoulder here, Nelly over here.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful history, isn't it?
It is, it really is. It's something we're very, very proud of. It's really a fantastic venue in that the PA is a permanent install, so it doesn't come up and down every week, so that allows it to really be tuned to the room.
Right.
And then of course we have the image magnification system with 2 big screens, stage left and stage right. So even if you're sitting up in the mezzanine, you're only 220 feet from the stage, but those IMAG screens really give you the same intimate experience for a comedy show that you would experience in a venue half our size.
Yeah,
So-
and if you're from Cleveland and you want to come out, it's 3 hours. It could be 3 hours, you know, one way and then the other way. But the best thing about Caesars is it's a giant facility here with beautiful rooms and a lot of entertainment, a lot of things to do, and
Absolutely.
really something special.
Yes, it is.
Just across the bridge from
Just
Detroit.
across the bridge from Detroit.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Coming up, we're headed on a joyride to this unique waterfront location. Danielle, I love your place. It is like, how would you describe this wonderful piece of paradise you have?
It's just like the place where the vacation never ends, really. That's what we always say. People just come here and they're like, where am I? Like, this is cool. Like, it just...
Well, you know, I was thinking about that line in a movie, there's no crying in baseball. You know, no crying in baseball? Well, I'm thinking like, there's no surfing in Canada.
I know. When we started, when we started this, people were like, what? Our parents were like, what? Surfing? What? And we're like, you'll see. And we started with like 4 paddle boards, and 2 kayaks, and now we have maybe over 100 items. And it's just like, it was busy from like the first season.
So somebody travels up here from Cleveland, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and they want to go out there. So what do you talk them into doing? Like with this, or a boat, or a surfboard that you paddle? What's the deal?
So kind of depends on the family, if they have a bunch of kids, their dog, who they have with them, but we have paddle boards that hold up to maybe 800 pounds, so we can get all types out on there.
You can get 3 of me in there.
Yeah, maybe like 2 of us.
Oh, I like that idea.
We have single kayaks, we have tandem kayaks, you can fit 3 people in, and then we have pedal kayaks, which are new this season, and it's like this slick kayak, and you pedal with your feet, and you're almost like in this like lawn chair, and they're super comfortable. So it just depends on the person and what they're feeling, if they want to swim, if they want to do an eco paddle. This goes up the creek for like 3 hours.
Oh, so you go like away from
the so we got the lake.
Is this Lake Ontario?
Lake St. Clair.
Lake St. Clair,
yeah,
wow.
You're right on Lake St. Clair.
There's all kinds of water here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Lake St. Clair is 10 minutes this way, and you're going through all these like amazing, beautiful like mansions, and like the houses this way are insane. Or we call our eco paddle, and it goes up the creek, and there's tons of turtles and swans.
I saw a heron over there.
Yeah, blue herons, and there's I think an otter or 2 up there. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me, but it looks like one.
So if you don't have a lot of water experience, but you want to take part in this, can you help people, or what's the easiest thing to do, and how many people can enjoy all this?
Yeah, we have people that have never been on water. We get people that don't know how to swim all the time. As long as we put a life jacket on them and we do a little lesson, get you comfortable, we get you on. We have amazing staff. We kind of make sure you know what you're doing before you leave. We want you coming back safe. But it's easy though. Paddleboarding's easy. You can sit, you can kneel. Kayaking, I mean, you sit and you just paddle. So we get anywhere from beginners to people who are doing all their lives. We get 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds on boards, and I get old guys like you.
I'm having so much fun. I've known Danielle about 5 minutes now.
Yeah, but I feel like we'd be friends.
I got to tell you something. This is a wonderful vibe here.
Yeah, I know. I like you.
I like you too.
Paddleboard and pottery, it sounds so crazy, but they're just things that we love, so we kind of put it together, and it's great because we'll get families, and some are like, I don't want to paddle, I'm afraid of water, so then they'll stay back and they can pick a piece off the wall and paint it. Or we have 15 pottery wheels, and we teach pottery classes every single night here, and we have pottery members, and we do all kinds of funky, cool, like kind of flirty workshops.
Yeah.
It's a riot, and it's really great because in the winter we were bored every winter.
I got to tell you, when I come back up here, drive up from Cleveland, it's only about 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not far. I've been to Cleveland.
I'm stopping right here.
Yeah, come hang out with me.
I would love to hang out with you. I love this spot. Urban Surf Company.
Yeah, Urban Surf Company.
Danielle, really something special. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I love pizza, you love pizza, it doesn't matter where you are, but pizza's different in different places. And up here in Windsor, it's Antonino's, is a little bit different. Name's different, pizza's different. We're gonna go learn how. Okay, Joe, what's going on here? I heard your pizza's a little bit different than everybody else's, and that's why you've been around for what, 65 years?
We make pizza in the traditional Windsor style, the way my dad did it in 1959. This is what gives the pizza that crispiness.
That little crunch underneath, right?
Because we cook it right on the stone. We do something unique in Windsor. We do this hand crusting.
Oh, that's pretty neat the way you do that.
So you get a very small crust at the edge, which you get more pizza toppings, less dough. Now, David.
Yes.
Why don't you,
okay.
And again, this is very important. Spices are heavy.
Leave it up to me, it's important.
Spices are heavy, so they tend to settle on the bottom.
Yep.
So I want you to get 4 ladlefuls right from the bottom.
Right.
Put them in the middle.
Put them right in the middle, huh? Whoa,
You're not getting paid for this though, eh?
No, I should be paying you money.
You're pretty good at this. I have a philosophy. Take care of the edges. The middle takes care of itself. Our super, which is our most popular seller, is pepperoni, bacon, mushroom, and green pepper.
Let's do that.
You want to do that?
Yep.
Okay. You wanna throw the mushroom on? Then we're gonna put the pepperoni on.
Okay, now how do you do that?
Does that look like pepperoni to you?
No, pepperoni's round.
This is shredded.
Look at this. Look at these pepperonis.
So you get some in every bite.
There you go. So how do you put it on then?
That's the beauty too. It's real quick to put on. Real strip bacon like the stuff you get at breakfast. Green peppers, a little bit over here. Beautiful.
I love the direction.
Now,
We go to the oven?
the oven.
Let's do it.
Right on the stone deck, just the thin layer of cornmeal between it. We are the highest volume pizzeria in Essex County. I don't think there's any other pizzeria that runs 6 ovens. And
I thought you had a railroad in here. I thought
I
this
don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I'm very proud of my staff,
Yeah.
our customers for supporting us, and knowing that the pizza you pick up is a better pie.
There you go.
Antonino's Original Super. Can I have ask for some napkins, please? I'm a bit of a slob.
He's the boss. He may be a slob, and you can make
You
a
got an apron. You got a bib on at least. You're still wearing your apron.
Because I'm a slob. Thank you very much for having this. Get inspired by Windsor's unique art museum without walls. We're headed on the art cart when we come back. All aboard the art cart. Is that right, Selena?
That's right, David.
Let me take off my glasses here. Selena, so we're on this tour of the Detroit River, this parkway. What do you call it?
Yeah.
So what does the art walk do?
So we are in the Windsor Sculpture Garden. It's a beautiful museum without walls. It has over 30 internationally recognized large-scale works of art, and we're showcasing our beautiful riverfront today.
So we've been riding around a little bit just to let you know what's going on. And I gotta tell you, we're having like a big bridge over there, Ambassador Bridge. We've got the city of Detroit behind us, Windsor. It's quiet down here, isn't it?
Yes, we are so blessed. I don't think another community has this 3-kilometer stretch of uninterrupted, uninhibited waterfront that is open all year long, engaging rollerbladers, cyclists, every age comes down here. It's spacious, it's quiet enough, but it's busy enough to meet your neighbors, communicate, and have a great time no matter when you come down.
You know, I was lucky enough to have you give me this tour. How many drivers are there, and how long, and what season, and how do people get an opportunity to do this?
Yeah, we love to make this completely accessible. It's fully funded, so this is a free tour open to our residents and visitors, and we love to make it bespoke. So if you have a piece you love, we'll pull over and talk about it more. If you just want to take in the wonderful breeze, the riverfront, the water, the waves, the artwork, the greenery, we're here for that too.
You know, it's very interesting how you said that and how you posed that whole situation, because as we were driving down here, there are places that I did want to stop and see.
Yes.
Like some of the bronzes, or some of the sculptures have spaces between them, where when you see them coming straight on, it becomes something different as you pass it or as you go by.
Yes, yeah. This is a really intelligently and beautifully curated collection of works. They're accessible, I think, to every sensibility. There's something for everyone. Modern works, works about animals, works about music, works that are representational or a bit cutting edge, works that are really classic and beautiful, and they are meant to draw you in. We want you to fall in love with them, learn more about them, but they are spread out so they're not imposing, they're not impeding on the area, they're just augmenting it.
You see things differently from a different age point too.
Yes.
You know, like
yes.
like seeing the elephant with the baby elephants.
Yes.
You know, how does that, it feels different to different people, different ages.
So true, so true. I think that one brings out the kid in us all, but you are so right. It's important to have works that are interesting to little ones, that little ones want to come up and touch and maybe identify with. So many children run right to the babies, but it should also play to the adult mind. It should also play to other, concepts that you might want to be turning over in your head and be interesting to look at. It should be fun, it should be beautiful, it should be a source of inspiration. We should feel engaged, we should feel challenged, and there's no age where we should stop learning. I always feel better when I learn something new in a day, and I think, our visitors and our residents feel that way too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so, so much.
Let me put on my glasses and let's peruse some more art.
Okay, let's do it.
Take our way towards the Ambassador Bridge. tell you, anywhere you look here, it's beautiful.
Thanks, David.
Not bad, right? Okay, Jason, when you said we're going to follow the flavors, I had no idea it was going to get like really exotic in a hurry.
Yeah, we're taking to a whole different continent today.
And here it is. Zula Eats is the name of the little restaurant. That's because Zula is the lady who runs it. She used to work at Caesar's.
She's part of the fun of coming in to go to Zula Eats too.
And you know what's really great about this? She has food for everyone. You know, if you're a vegetarian or you can't eat flour, you know, whatever, she's got something that's going to work. And everything is very unique because, well, it's from another continent.
Yeah, and she's doing a lot of different twists on food too to make sure she's kind of available to everyone too. Like you're saying, gluten-free.
Right.
They got the spice, which is what I like to come here for, but options for everyone.
So this looks like it's got a little fire in it.
Yeah, so this is actually a unique twist. You know, everyone likes a fried mac and cheese ball. They put their jollof rice in with this.
That's great.
Mac and cheese, deep fried, you know, mixing that American flavor with their culture. Great way to experience it.
And you see this little sauce here.
Yeah.
She's got some hot stuff here, so you got to be careful. She told me if I was going to taste it, I should try a little bit first. So if you like the hot and spicy, the hot and spicy is here. What's this one?
We got a meat pie, which is their staple food. So you go to the markets, we've got events that she's set up at, and you're going to grab one of their meat pies, chicken pies too, but meat pies are their essential
She
item.
has got a whole cabinet of all different kinds and flavors. And
Great takeaway items too. You know, we've got the chips there too, stuff like that. Frozen product too, if you don't want to eat it here and you want to take it home. If you loved it and want to cook it at home too, great options that grab and go style.
so this is beef, and this is chicken over here, and this is really a pretty cool item here too. And the rice she makes is special.
Yeah, jollof rice using their spicing too, right? And it, you know, it's a state if people have rice in their meals, giving a different twist and, you know, expand your horizons when you come down to Windsor, Essex.
And it's such a small place for so many wonderful food ideas. And I was asking Zula about, well, what should I have to drink with this? So she pointed out this with the chicken dish.
Yes, tone down that spice a little bit.
That's exactly what she said. So you do come here a lot, huh?
I like the food. I like to eat.
Yeah, and just to keep a Canadian twist on things, right, Zula? We got Zula Eats little pies here. What are those?
Yeah, so butter tarts, quintessential Canadian staple. Zule's adapting it for her, but if you've never had a butter tart, when you come to Canada, you got to try one.
Thank you very much. Delicious. Thank you, Zula. Well, we took a little ride out into the country, a little ways from the Detroit River and the hotel and all that, and we found Wolfhead Distillery and Kate, who knows a whole lot about what's going on here. So tell me about Wolfhead Distillery. When I pulled in, I saw barrels everywhere. I see beautiful stills in there. Stills from all over the world too, right?
Yes, so those stills are actually imported copper from Italy. So those are one of the kind, one of the only continuous stills in Windsor, Essex. Also one of the only continuous stills in Ontario as well.
Yeah, and I saw one in there too. Somebody told me you had one from China?
We do have one from China too, and that's our gin still.
How many different kinds of liquor do you make?
So we make vodka, whiskey, and gin, but we make over 10 different flavors.
And do the flavors depend on what? Like the barrel, the grain, and what kind of thing? Or how
All
does that
kinds
work?
of stuff. So we make all of our vodka from wheat, not potato like most people presume.
Oh yeah.
We also blend our whiskey, but we offer limited edition products like 100% rye whiskey, 100% wheat whiskey, and then we also get a little fancy. We have a barrel-aged gin too.
You were going to show us a drink here, so what are you going to make here for us?
So I'm gonna make a smoked coffee whiskey old-fashioned.
Okay, get after it. Let's see what happens here.
So I like to start by adding an orange slice into my glass. And then I'm gonna add 2 ounces of our coffee whiskey liqueur.
Now we're talking. Now we're pouring some booze, right?
This is our best-selling product. You can find it in most LCBOs. You can find it in our store. Most people use it by just sipping it on the rocks, but there's a lot of great cocktails you can make as well. So I'm doing 2 ounces of that.
I saw the barrels here. You've got barrels all over the place out there.
We actually store 40,000 barrels on site, so it's
Excuse
quite
me, how many?
40,000 barrels.
40,000.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So it's quite beautiful when you just come and sit on the
Yeah.
patio. This is some wood chips that we're putting in of our smoker.
Okay, we're going smoking.
Yes, and we just put it over top of our glass. We actually sell these smoker kits on site as well. You just want to light it up. You get a really good smoke and it starts infusing into your cocktail.
So when you light it up, does that mean somebody's going to get lit?
I think so.
Okay, that's what we're talking about here.
And you just put the lid on and you leave it for a couple minutes, let the smoke infuse to the drink. Mm-hmm. It might not do as much as it looks, but it looks dang good.
It looks dang good. I like your positioning of your consonants and your vowels there.
Right.
That's very good. Okay, here we go. As we wrap this up at Wolfhead Distillery, love it.
Get ready for a howling good time.
May I have a taste?
Absolutely.
Here we go. You ready?
Pretty good?
Smoking good. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Up next, we're continuing to follow the flavors through Windsor, where we're taking you to Funky Town, or should I say, Funky Chow. Well, we told you we're going to Windsor, but we end up in Walkerville. I don't know how that happened, Mike, but it happened. Hiram Walker came here in 1858 and founded Walkerville to have his distillery back in 1858. So Hiram, that was big whiskey, right? Whiskey in 1858, and he later started the brewery in 1888. Okay, so Michael's got your name on it now. It's got all these trophies. Now, are these basketball trophies from when you played at Michigan, or? Weren't when I played at Michigan State. These are all of our local brands, the brands that we have, and the award-winning brands that we've been recognized for. I love this case. When I first walked in, I almost didn't get past it because I just love this portion over here that shows the containers, cans, and bottles of your award-winning beers, but also some real old-time brewery treasures. Absolutely. Some of these beers are over 100 years old. The bottles are well over 100 years old, as well as other artifacts we have from Prohibition and things that are unique to Windsor. I love some of the trays too. Cincinnati cream, all this crazy good stuff. Yeah. Now, somebody told me that beer's got some calories in it, but look at this guy here. This guy, picture of health, huh? Picture of health. I'm blessed. So there's got to be some great stuff in this Walkerville Brewery. So let's go have a tasting. What do you say? Absolutely. Okay, Michael, we got a little menu here, huh? So what's going on here? What we got going on here are 4 of our award-winning products, and we're going to start with the Honest Lager, which is a German-style lager. Second is our Purity Pilsner, a nice, fresh. I'm sort of a Pilsner kind of guy. What about, is that like being a sissy or what? That kind of is. It's a real drinkable beer. I knew it. I knew it. The Rob Roy has a lot more alcohol in it, and it's another award-winning beer. And last but not least is our cider that we produce here as well, an apple cider that's appealing to many of our female customers. So what came first, cider or beer? Beer. Beer? Yep, beer was this is our staple, our best-selling product. Okay, so I'm going to try one of the. Which one do you want? I'm going to try the lager. The lager. Hey, so all this stuff is brewed here on site? Yes, sir. This is it? Yes, sir. That's our Pilsner you're going to try. Let's have a little tap here. Cheers. I'm not going anywhere yet, but I want to taste this. It's great. So what do you think? What's that touch that makes your beers award-winning, you think? I think it's the pride we take in producing these beers, sourcing the products all over the country and all over the world. And really we're artisans, our brewers are artisans, and they take a lot of pride in what they're producing. And you know, we're up here in Windsor, and you know, I'm going to talk, they almost make jokes about how much Canadians love beer. So what is that love of beer and the Canadians? I think we have a love of all alcohol products, to be honest. There he goes. We love that. We're next to a distillery here. We're linked to Detroit here during Prohibition, so we have a lot of history. Yeah. And a lot of breweries here that started during the Prohibition to service. So this started out as a whiskey? Absolutely. Hiram Walker started this out in 1888, kind of as a byproduct of his distillery. What's that picture up there? I love that picture. That picture was taken during Prohibition, and it was in a lunchroom that the brewery had for people that needed free lunch and so on. So a local artist came and redid the picture for us on a chalkboard. Yeah. And those guys all look very happy and ready to enjoy some beer. Enjoy some clean, fresh, free beer. Come in here and see Michael at Walkerville Brewery, because it is a beautiful place. big, large. I love that you got a stage back there where you can have music.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You let people walk around in the brewery a little bit.
Oh, we sure do. We have tours, and we let people go and actually watch the beer being produced. The same product that you're consuming, you can watch being bottled or canned or whatever you have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Walkerville Brewery, I love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, Jason, here we go. Funky Chow. And I tell you, when I walked into this place, it's one of those places that makes you want to.
This is a vibe. If you're talking about any vibe,
you got to get
Windsor.
funky. And I got to tell you something. The guy in the kitchen making the greatest looking stuff you've ever seen in your life. So tiki bars, man, you don't see a lot of those. And this got a tiki bar kind of feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a party when you walk in here, I think. And, the cocktail scene in here, too, is one you aren't going to beat anywhere
Boy,
else.
he was doing a great job like an artist. Look how beautiful these drinks are. Look at that.
Look at that one.
Smoking. How you like that? Your drink is smoking. Where are we? We're sort of like in the Philippines?
We're doing a Filipino-Asian fusion. We got a good mix of food in here, and I mean, it's one of my favorite spots to check out in the city.
I think it's great. So what do you call these little buns? They're little spongy little wraps.
We've got some little pork bao buns in here. One of my favorite treats when I am in here too. They're awesome. Like I guess a Asian fusion taco.
Yeah, and when you watch the sushi chef making this baby right here, it's amazing. It all hangs together, right?
It's a skill.
It's a great skill. I love that. And what's going on with this?
We got some fried squid. Look at the jalapeno on that too. Some nice little spice to this.
This will get you. So what's your favorite? That one right there?
So bao bun is my go-to when I'm here. There you go.
There we go. Now we're
Time
ready
to dig in.
Now we're ready to fire it up. Hey, so the drinks. This guy was smoking this drink. So what is that?
So we've got a smoked old fashioned, I believe. So you're going into whiskey in this town, and Windsor being the home of whiskey, no better place to serve it than a new vibe in the heart of Walkerville.
Could I slow things down a bit and say that Windsor it's more than beer, it's more than whiskey, it's more than Philippine stuff. It's multinational, isn't it?
Yeah, being one of the most multicultural cities in Canada, we try to represent it through our food, and what a great way to taste history and culture than through a plate.
What do you tell people from Cleveland driving up here in the Cleveland viewing area? Funky Chow should be a stop, right?
Funky Chow's a stop right in the heart of Walkerville too, which is one of the trendy districts in the city.
And if you do the 4 things, then you get a deal. Like the 5th one is what?
Yeah, so when you hit 5 spots, we're instantly going to send you a $25 gift card to come back and check out one of our stops in the city for free.
That's a wonderful thing. Funky Chow's a wonderful thing. I tell you, when I came in here, it made me a little silly. I was like jumping around like, whoa, this is a fun place. I mean, even the ceiling looks great, the drinks look great, the people are great, the vibe is great, the music is great. Now I want to know, who was that on the wall in the rocket ship? Huh?
That can be you after a couple of drinks in here.
I tell you, let's do it. Let's light up the rockets and have a great time, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
I love Windsor. We're off the Pelee Island, the birthplace of winemaking in Canada. Check out Canada's southernmost estate winery when we return. Christy, I'm so excited. This is my first trip up here to Point Pelee National Park.
Yes, welcome.
So I said up here, but in Canada, it's not really up here, is it?
It very much is not up here.
It's sort of down here. This is what, the most southern national park?
We're the most southern point actually in all of mainland Canada.
I understand you have a lot of visitors here that are very interesting to me. They fly like this, a little funny.
Yes.
What's going on here with that?
So just location, location, location. Because of where we're located, this beautiful kind of tip, that most southern peninsula.
And that is the tiniest little tip out there.
It is, yep. Some days it's a little longer like this. Some days the water comes right up to where we're standing here.
We're lucky today.
We are. So
well,
yeah,
we're lucky
lots
we
of
see
birds
some of
coming
those little
through.
visitors, huh?
Yes, so lots and lots of birds that migrate through here. The spring is our busiest time here in the park, both for migration, bird migration, and visitor migration. We get people from all around the world that come right here to the point to see tons and tons of migratory birds coming through. So this time of year, anywhere from end of August to Mid-October, we start to see the monarch butterflies migrating through on their way down to Mexico. They're very, very weather dependent, so it's so hard to predict, but if you're here on an evening when they decide to kind of roost in all the trees here, we can see anywhere from just a couple butterflies coming through to tens of thousands that'll kind of perch up in the trees and spend the night.
It's really fascinating. So we're talking about how close Sandusky is, how close Cleveland is, and we drove in from Detroit. So we came across that Ambassador Bridge, and we're about an hour from where we're staying, right there on the Detroit River.
Exactly that.
So it's close, but when you get out here, it's like you're in the middle of untouched nature. How big is this park, and what are some of the things you can do here?
Yeah, so we're actually one of the smallest national parks in all of Canada. We're the second smallest national park, but we are actually the most diverse.
I noticed that, do people do camping here also, that sort of thing?
So we don't have any tent or backcountry camping. We have 24 authentic sites. So they're kind of a cross between a cabin and a tent. And they sleep 6 people. You can spend the night here with that. But they are open year round, so it's a really, really cool experience to get to stay in the park here.
What are some of the attractions that you would tell people do not miss if you get a chance to come here? Like you only get a chance to come here, you know, a couple times in your life.
Definitely come on out, ride the shuttle down.
What's under the shuttle?
We have a shuttle that runs from April to October.
Where does the shuttle go, and what do they see on the shuttle?
Yeah, so the shuttle just takes you from the visitor center. It's about a 7-minute ride down to the tip area. And then from there, it's about a 10-minute walk right out to the tip. So this is definitely a highlight. So getting down to the tip, you can head out as far as the sand goes and be that most southern person in all of mainland Canada. Get your photo. And then you definitely want to hit the Marsh Boardwalk. If you're able to get out and do some paddling, either canoes or kayaks, that's a not to miss. Otherwise, lots of beach space, hiking and biking trails.
Just soak it up.
Just take it in.
So I've been up to Quebec a lot of French-speaking people up here, but I notice here there are a lot of French-speaking people here also.
Yes, yeah, actually there's a huge French history, even just with Detroit.
Détroit.
Détroit, exactly, which is the French word for narrow, which describes the Detroit River.
And this beautiful little peninsula.
And this little peninsula, yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It is wine time, folks. What do you think, Jim? What time is wine time?
Wine time is a beautiful time.
It's a good time. It's any time at Pelee Island Winery. And what's great about this here in beautiful Pelee Island is the fact that this has a geographical location that is ideal for grapes. And people think of great wines, maybe they're thinking France all the time. Maybe they're thinking Spain or something like that. Why should they be thinking about Canada?
Canada is a great place to grow vines, especially where we're at, right? We're in the same latitude like California and Rome. So we get great growing weather. Like we're sitting right now here in the heat, great sunshine.
Yeah.
It's fabulous for the grapes. They're ripening right now. We're about just a week or 2 weeks out from harvesting. So this weather is ideal for us.
Yeah.
To lots of sunshine, same heat units like California has. So perfectly for growing grapes.
And how about the soil here? The soil here has a lot of lime in it here.
Yes, we have our vineyards on the island, and so a lot of limestone and clay effective for the grapes, what gives you a really, really nice flavor profile to the wines.
Yes, you were talking about it was warm outside, and you got a beautiful Merlot here at the Sauvignon Blanc. And what do you think about this for the warm weather? Which one would be better to try, this one or this one?
For the warm weather, I would go with our Lola Rosé sparkling wine. Always really nice and chilled, really refreshing for weather where we're sitting in right now.
Why don't you do the honors and open
Sure.
that baby up? So people talk a lot about corks and caps and that sort of thing.
Yes.
What's your story with the caps and recapping the wine?
Well, for our winery, we keep our everyday wine basically in screw caps. Just for, it's a much better convenient. You can reseal the bottles, right? You can just drink half a bottle and reseal it.
So let's try this one here.
Yes, we will.
So what should this one taste like?
Will taste like a little bit like strawberry, right? A little hint of sherry.
And a little effervescence too, huh? Yeah, so I can see.
Yes, because it's sparkling.
Yeah, so this is really good for this time of year, right?
100%. This is nice, refreshing, always chilled.
You know, when you come on a trip like this, you might want to buy some bottles of wine wherever you're staying. And
Yeah, for sure.
have a good time. How many barrels of wine do you guys make? How many acres do you guys have?
Well, Pele Island Winery is the biggest estate winery in Canada.
The biggest one.
Estate winery, right? Privately owned. We have about 700 to 800 acres under vine on the island. Most of our grapes are grown on the island. We can hold up to 6, 7, 8 million liters of wine, right? Harvest is coming up, and hopefully by the end of harvest, we have our cellar full again and make sure we can sell as much wine as we
Is it going to be a great year here?
It looks like it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, it's been a great time for me too.
100%.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
Thank you so much.
Pele Winery. Thank you.
Take care.
After this, we're toasting our trip to Windsor with the mayor in a mansion full of history. You won't want to miss it. I'm meeting the mayor of Windsor. How about that?
Well, it's my pleasure.
Well,
Great
thank you
to
very
have
much.
you here.
As friends call him Drew also, right?
That's right.
I got to tell you something. This is one heck of a town with a history that a lot of us folks in Cleveland, right down the road, know very little about. But it's enchanting and it's wonderful, isn't it?
Well, your folks knew a lot about it during Prohibition, I'll tell you that much.
Why is that?
Well, this house was actually built by Edward Chandler Walker, who was the son of Hiram Walker. And Hiram Walker, of course, is the founder of Hiram Walker and Sons Distillery, which is the largest distillery in North America, located right here in the city of Windsor, and played a big role during Prohibition.
So you think it was back in those days that this was the mayor's chair?
This was the mayor's chair in the town of Walkerville. The town was actually named the town of Walkerville after Hiram Walker, and it incorporated, amalgamated into the city of Windsor in 1935.
So this is a giant mansion owned by the city. And so what do you have, like parties here or events? Or?
Yeah, it's rented out. We hold city events here, but it's rented out for weddings. It's probably one of the top wedding venues and event venues in the city. It's a 35-room mansion.
It's beautiful.
On about 15 acres of land. So it's a big property, and it was originally Edward Chandler's residence, and ultimately they donated it to the city of Windsor.
Is there any time when people can, like a tourist could come here and see this?
Yeah, you know the best time to come is at Christmas time.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say Christmas. I can't imagine what it'd be like.
We have a whole group of city volunteers who come in and they decorate the manor, the Friends of Willisted, and this place absolutely shines at wintertime.
So here we have this fabulous picture here. So is this Pops?
Yeah, this is Hiram Walker. He's the guy who did all the work. He came over from the United States. He was distilling vinegar in Detroit. Took a ferry over to Canada. There was a temperance movement going on, and he figured there was a chance to make money using his skills distilling vinegar and doing something a little different. So he bought a big tract of land here, set up the distillery on the shores of the Detroit River.
What a great idea.
It's a great idea, and it's a distillery that's been in continuous operation since 1858 when he started it, and it is the largest distillery in North America.
So he's looking across the room at another character. Who's the character on the other side of the room?
Well, the character on the other side of the room is his son. It's Hiram's son, Edward Chandler Walker, who was actually the one who built this mansion. So for him and his wife, Mary. And so
is
Mary
he a party animal?
Well, I would think with ownership in a distillery, he knew how to have fun when he needed to. But
I bet he did. What a great town. And the multicultural aspect of it has really been remarkable for me. It's like there's so many different people here.
Yeah, I think over 130 languages are spoken in the city of Windsor. It's the fourth most diverse community in Canada. So from dining, and you think of all the dining options here, almost all of those cultures are represented through a restaurant somewhere, and it's just a spectacular experience.
I'm going to step back here. How about drinking? Do people do any drinking here?
Well, from time to time, we're known, of course, Hiram Walker. The distillery is all about Canadian Club. So I'd like to share a little bit of Canadian Club 20 year with you that was made here.
That would
been
be
sitting
fabulous.
in a barrel for 20 years. You have to try it.
I'm grinning so hard I'm going to unhook my smile from my ears. This is great.
It's great to have you here, and we hope everyone from Cleveland can come and visit Windsor.
Thank you. To the
Cheers,
mayor,
David.
to Windsor.
Cheers, Cleveland.
Down. Yeah, thank you very much.
It's pretty special.
It's pretty special.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you here.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you, sir. Well, it always happens. A good time has to come to an end, right? And that's going to wrap up our great show to Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And boy, it was a lot of fun. Just 3 hours from Cleveland. How about that? How about the beautiful food from all around the world, the impeccable art, the lovely people? You gotta love it. And if you missed any of the businesses we featured, just go to fox8.com and click on the New Day tab. I'm gonna put on my new glasses and say, I'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.